Hey everyone, this is Disc Junkie, and today I'm back to show you the ultimate Tarantino collection. And this is a gift that was sent to me as, well, kind of like a swap deal. It was something that I got from other Jason over on Cackalackymovies Madness. There's the link in the underbar, so you can check it out. We have a bit of a combo pack here. For one thing, we have a DVD box set, and then we also have this exclusive bonus miniature sword, which comes packaged in a very flimsy and thin little cardboard box. But you can tell that the little sort of stand thing doesn't really stay in its compartments. I'm actually going to start by showing you the sword, just to get that done with. These were just sealed together, you know, back to back, so it doesn't have like a big box set to hold it to, which is always, you know, it's a little iffy. But at the same time, I guess I do like the effort that they tried to throw in something unique. Now, this box set, as you can tell, this is not sturdy at all. This is a very cheap, quick put together box set. It's not practical. The carton is very flimsy. To open it, you sort of have to, you know, fold this out and pull this up. It feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it was made with a lot of thought. And to be honest, you know, the sword looks quite cool if you look at it through the plastic. But this is actually a plastic sword. Now this is, I was actually surprised. I actually thought that they would have made like, you know, like a letter opener or something, that it will actually be metal. But this is plastic. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I mean, does it look like I have anyone to fight with using this? You know, you don't really take this with you and like stick it in your coat or whatever and then pull it out and go like, okay, at least I have a letter opener to protect me. Because you don't. Yeah, maybe you can open a letter, but it's plastic. That's basically the point I was trying to make, and I don't know where I was going there. Because, I mean, they did put some detail into it. You got, like, the whole logos, and, you know, you even got these sort of Hattori Hanzo little odd lion thing stamped there, which is a very, very small detail. So, I mean, I'm surprised they were, you know, putting in such effort on a plastic model, because it feels cheap, but at the same time they did put a lot of detail into it. So I don't really know what to make of it, but definitely a cool little bonus. I mean, if you're gonna go buying a Tarantino collection, I think this is actually a pretty good choice. But now I'm gonna move on, and I'm not really gonna show you the stand either, because you can see how it works. You just put those on those, and then you can put the sword in it. Here's just a quick shot of the back cover, which shows you also a bit of assembly instructions in case you didn't understand what I just said. And of course you also have sort of a bilingual warning, just telling you to keep the sword out of reach of children. It's a choking hazard. This is not a toy. Oh, it's not a toy? I'm sorry, you totally had me going there. Recommended for display purposes only. Recommended for ages 12 and up. Because if you're a kid, you wouldn't want to play with this, would you? No. Only people over 12 will actually appreciate a plastic sword. Thank you. Now, moving on to the actual DVD box set. This is something that I wasn't expecting. I mean, I saw this briefly in a video that cackalackymovies put up when it was sealed, and I was like, yeah, that's an unusual box set. And then I basically just saw the sword, which sort of, you know, caught my eye. But this thing is actually really, really, really well built. And also, here we got just a paper flyer. This was just, you know, tacked to the back with those easy to remove glue thingies. So we got Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 2, and Death Proof. But what you need to take into consideration is the fact that even if you got all these discs, it's a 6-disc set, got all the movies. These are not unique discs for this box set. And in fact, apart from Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, all the other movies in this box set are actually only the first disc out of an older 2-disc set. So Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, and Death Proof have all been released in 2-disc special editions in the US or Canada or whatever, and these are just the first discs out of those individual releases. And so Reservoir Dogs is actually the first disc from the 15th anniversary edition. This is a tin box set, but I'm not going to talk about this, just want to bring it in so you can see an example. So Reservoir Dogs features the first disc out of this set, And then we have Pulp Fiction, and this features the first disc out of an older collector's edition, which looks like this. Now, I believe Pulp Fiction has been reissued, but I actually tried the discs, and it seems like, you know, the Pulp Fiction disc in this set is actually the first disc from that set. I don't know if the Pulp Fiction movie was reissued in a later collector's edition, which was different, or if it's been reissued and sort of, you know, just like a repackaging thing. So I don't know, but the Pulp Fiction disc here, that's the first one from that set. Now let's move on. So first up, we got a really interesting cardboard box, which is actually super sturdy. If you just look at the thickness of this, I mean, a trained eye will actually recognize that this is an incredibly thick looking box set, and it is. It's very sturdy. You got a wonderful cutout here in the front, which is, you know, it's very sharply cut, very well done, has, you know, sort of rounded corners, and yeah, I don't know what to say, just the way they sort of glued the paper on this. On the spine, you got, you know, the paper actually wraps all around, so there's no edges on the spine, which is great. You got a couple of edges here on the downside and on the top, but you know, overall I just think the genuine quality of this is very, very good. I like this sort of white, I don't know what it would be like, almost concrete looking sort of pattern that they used here. I don't know what they were going for, but it looks great. So yeah, I'm just going to continue by removing the box set, which is done just like so. So here you can tell, you got a cutout in the front, and the box is really sturdy, even, you know, when there's nothing in it. This is one sturdy box set. I mean, you can tell it sounds sturdy, and yeah, I was really surprised about the quality on this. I'm very surprised I haven't heard anything about this or seen it documented so much. I'm guessing maybe because it's all, you know, single disc versions of the movie, it's not really that interesting because people already own it. But if you don't own a lot of Tarantino movies, or if you just own a few and you want to get like a complete set, I'd actually recommend this because it is a really well made box set. And now we get to the interior, and this is something which was, you know, this was the most surprising part about this, because I wasn't, you know, I was just expecting like a keep case or, you know, a digipack, something, you know, cool, but maybe not so interesting. So, first up, we got a front cover, which looks great, you know, even outside of the cutout. I think this is very stylish. And taking a look at the back, we have another really sort of, you know, simplistic, well done image. And, you know, I suppose you could actually swap the two. You can actually use this as a front cover, maybe. So there you go. Yeah, see, that looks pretty cool too. Although, I gotta say, it was a bit harder to get out this way, so... Alright, yeah. Not impossible to get out, but it was a little bit difficult. And it was sealed with this part used for the front cover. Just want to mention that. But anyway, let's see what this looks like when we fold it out, because I guarantee you this is not what you thought it would be. So here we go. Okay. What we got here is a rather unique packaging, and I for one had not seen this done before. I mean, I've seen similar stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen it done to this extent for like a movie collection box set. I don't think I've ever seen it used this way. And here we just got a small sticker, which was on the, I think it was on the sword. I just put it in here to keep it. But yeah, basically what you have are these sort of book-like pages, and the entire sort of exterior is very much like a book. Sort of like an alternate version of this sort of digibook style packaging. And I mean, I for one feel that this, I don't know, it feels somewhat inspired from the old Laserdisc box sets, where you used to have like, you know, like a sort of gatefold presentation, and you would have the Laserdisc tucked into the page, so to speak, and then it would just be like a two-piece fold-out. So this would be the entire box set, and you would have one disc there and one disc there. So, you know, I think this it's a very unusual take on the DVD style packaging, and I don't know, I haven't seen this used, or at least I can't remember seeing it used. Anyway, first up we got the Reservoir Dogs, and as you can tell, very sort of stylish, black and white, red. I think it's very well done. And you know, more importantly, they did actually make an attempt to redo the disc art. So they actually went through the discs, and even though they are direct ports of the older disc 1 from all these box sets, you know, they did actually redo the disc art, which, you know, that really shows an effort. Because I mean, if you look at box sets like, I don't know, like the Ultimate Predator collection with the whole Predator head thing, Here you actually have the old disc art from all the individual releases, and it looks like crap. I mean, you know, you got all the old features, which I mean, this has old features, and you don't have a lot of special features, you know, that are really substantial, apart from maybe, I think, like Death Proof and the 2 Kill Bill movies. You don't, you know, there's not a lot on this disc, for instance. There's like possibly a commentary, but as usual with disc 1, you basically have the movie and like a commentary, maybe a trailer. And that's basically the way it works for Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Jackie Brown, because all those were 2-disc special editions. Death Proof was also 2-discer, but the first disc in that actually has like a featurette thing, so yeah. Anyway, here we got Pulp Fiction, which is the 2nd disc, and as you can tell, pretty much coherent style of design, which I obviously really like. You know, I like the whole sort of page setup where you got a nice big picture there, and then you got like a small montage, so yeah, very well done. Here we got the Pulp Fiction disc, also well designed, really stylish, black, white and red. I mean, you know what you're doing, I can tell. And then we get to Jackie Brown, taking out this disc. There you go. And moving on to Kill Bill, Volume 1. And there we got this disc. Looks like that. Moving on to Kill Bill Volume 2. Still keeping with the whole sort of coherent design. Very nicely done montage. Very nice side picture here. Here we got the disc featuring L Driver. Really cool. And last but not least, we get to Death Proof. Also very well designed. And there we got the disc for that. Now, as you can tell, each disc features like sort of face design with a face on it. And you know, I think that's really clever. So, you know, I don't know what to say. This is... It's not a perfect box set because it doesn't have all the special features that it should have, due to the fact that they're all basically like single discs from a 2-disc special edition. Now, Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2 actually have a bit of special features because they were never released in 2-disc sets. So Kill Bill Volume 1 has like a 22-minute making of. Volume 2 has roughly 26 minutes, I think, also making of. And the last one I need to mention is Death Proof, which features a 12-minute featurette called The Hot Rods of Death Proof. You know, Death Proof was a 2-disc set, but the first disc actually has a 12-minute featurette on it, so you know, it's not a completely bare-bones disc, and I just felt like I needed to mention that. So yeah, there you go, and being as this was the last page, or the last disc, I'm just going to flip this over, and so here we actually have a very nice ending, I think. I think this is a very nice and clever choice. Here we have like a montage which features images from all the movies, which, you know, I don't know what to say. It's so well thought out. I mean, it works. So, yeah, and I mean, I love this quote as well. When people ask me whether I went to film school, I answer no, I went to films. Which, you know, it's great. It's such a perfect quote, and, yeah. That's pretty much it. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I sure liked this box set. This was just, it was just an awesome gift, and so much better build quality than I was expecting. So I mean, if you can find this release at a good price, and if you don't own a lot of Tarantino movies in, like, you know, standalone editions, I think, you know, this is definitely a good choice to go for. I mean, I for one don't own all of these movies. I mean, I'm missing out on like alright, wait, but basically I'm actually just missing out on Jackie Brown, I think. That's really ridiculous. I really thought that I didn't own a lot of these, but you know, come to think of it, I do think I own most of them. But yeah, regardless, very cool box set. Really big thank you to other Jason over on Cackalacky Movie Madness. But that's it from me today. Really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you all next time.